You said something so cold that I ain't never heard nobody say before.
Yes, sir.
Like, you had to, I don't know who the brother was that told you, oh yeah, you comfortable now, but he just, in passing, just dropped the seed on you because the key to what he said to you is the fact that you instantly understood what he meant.
Right.
I think a lot of people might have kind of been like, what you mean? Man, I got my house looking nice, know.
Right.
But to get that, to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that kind of broke that cycle of being institutionalized.
Exactly. It was over there.
Yeah, my homie, we had him in here a couple weeks, my homie Mad Bomber. He always talk about the handicap between prison and freedom.
Right.
And when you're in prison, you have no choice but to fall in line, to do this, to do that, and be disciplined, to not be able to have access to dope and women, to a degree.
Right.
But then when you get out, now it's the handicap.
There you go.
It's like, man, so how was you able to, once you got out, I don't know how many times you went in, I know you talked about recidivism,
yes, sir.
But how many times did you go in and go out, and how was you able to find it just breaking, like, I'm done? I
think I counted it was about 12, 13, 14 times.
Yeah.
What changed was I decided to go to a homeless shelter instead of to call the homies. I usually would tell the, paperwork, it's your job to catch me crackers, it's mine not to let you. That's how I thought. Go to work because I'm going to work. And I call my homies, give me an ounce or two, I'm right back on the block. Whatever shift caught me, I go hustle on that other shift. If I got caught in the morning, I wouldn't come out tonight. But this time I got out and I went to the homeless shelter and I applied to work in a couple more homeless shelters. They gave me a job and I started working in one, living in another one, and I just changed my friends, man, And cause I was tired, man. I said, I don't want this no more. This ain't for me. I'm gonna end up a old man with some young stories. You know what I'm saying? So I saved up $15,000, and then in that process I developed my own reentry program, my homeboy hotline. I created a database for people when they come home to give them some real resources, and that embedded me in the revolution. That's when I met Van Jones and them and Boots from the Coop, and I started doing revolutionary work, and it gave me a different sense of self.
Yeah.
I felt like I was part of the solution, not the problem no more. And I knew that them Europeans ain't had no chance no more. My hustle had remained the same, but the product was different now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So coming up as a youngster, and you say you from Oakland,
yes,
so
sir.
I know you see in the Black Panthers.
Yes, sir.
What kind of impression did they leave on you, like just now, so that somehow later years going by, that's now what you're focusing on?
Well, the Black Panthers instilled in me that the slaves didn't quit, so I don't have no right to think about it. The Black Panthers instilled in me that I deserve to protect what I love, and that's my people. The Black Panthers instilled in me that it's poison in the ghetto meant to distract me from my duty. Because they wasn't with the pimping, they wasn't with the coke, but a lot of them fell victim to it.
Right.
It's not a strip club in Oakland, California, never will be. But it's girls on the blade right now. It's not on drugs. I stay 2 blocks from the blade. And that was the yin and yang of Oakland, and always will be. But the Black Panthers just made me happy to be black.
Yeah.
They made me not afraid to be rebellious. That's why we love Pac so much, man.
Yeah.
Like Pac was like my brother. I never met him. Me and Shock G was cool, but I never met Pac. But Pac, he had more heart than Valentine. He had a lot of things that he was dealing with. I wish he wouldn't have never signed the death row.
Yeah.
But Pac was the young musical Black Panther.
You could tell.
He loved our people, bro. He loved our people so much that, our people killed him.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They wanted him to gangbang. He wasn't no gangbanger. We don't gangbang in the Bay.
Yeah.
We rep our hoods. Ain't no blue, black, none blue, yet red, none of that in Oakland, California.
Brother K, Reno, look, man, the Underground Dialogue website is back in function. We back in motion, man. If y'all want Underground Dialogue podcast merch, whatever you need, go to undergrounddialogue.com and check us out. And always make sure that every Wednesday night, y'all are checking out the Underground Dialogue podcast. right on YouTube, 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah! What's up, man? It's your big brother, K. Reno. And check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue Podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business. You can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue Podcast. All you got to do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it.